Hello everyone, this is Amish Chandra Meher, and in this video lecture we will discuss about the probable questions that you may get in your class 12th CBSE board examination. This is only for the students those who have taken information technology, that is subject code 802, and here we are going to discuss about the probable questions from unit 2nd, that is self management skills, which is second unit from part A, that is employability skills. So from this unit you will get only 1 mark and 2 mark questions, and here I am going to explain you what are the different types of 1 mark and 2 mark questions that you may get in your board examination, along with its answers. Okay, so first we will discuss about the 1 mark questions. So question number 1, this is MCQ type questions. Which of the following is characterized by extreme feelings of self-importance? You have 4 options. First one is narcissistic personality disorder, which means the people who are suffering with this type of disorder, they think that they are more important than others. Next one, second option, borderline personality disorder. And that this means the people who are suffering with this type of disorder, they don't understand their self-importance. They don't understand their own value. Sometimes they want to harm themselves. Okay, most of the times they also try to take suicidal attempt. So this is about borderline personality disorder. Next is dependent personality disorder. So the people who are suffering with dependent personality disorder, they lack their self-confidence and they always depend on others to take any type of decisions. And the fourth one is none of the above. So your answer will be narcissistic personality disorder. Comes to question number 2, which is not a characteristics that is required to achieve your goal. Option A, vague. Option B, measurable. Option C, action oriented. Option D, timely. So vague means you are not clear about your goal. That means you are in ambiguity, that what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve your goal, how to start, that you are if you consider about all these factors, you are not clear, that is vague. Next, measurable. That means you can measure how much you want to achieve. If you count in numbers, then how many you want to achieve. Next point is action oriented. Action oriented means whenever you are trying to achieve your goal, you should perform action. That is not only you have to think that you have to achieve. You should plan your goal, and based on your plan you have to perform it. Next, timely. That means you should have a deadline to achieve your goal. That means you should be time bounded. So the answer will be vague. Option A. Comes to question number 3rd. Question is, individual who listen to their conscience are called dash. So option A, neuroticism. Option B, agreeableness. Option C, consciousness. Option D, none of the above. So neuroticism means this is the tendency of the people which show towards anxiety, self-doubt, depression, shyness, and also all other negative feelings. So people who are suffering with neuroticism, they feel this type of negative feelings. That is your neuroticism. Option B, agreeableness. Agreeableness means the people who comes under this category, they accommodate themselves in each and every situations. Option C, consciousness. People who can understand what is better to do, what should not, what is not good, what should be done, what should not be done. Okay. Next is none of the above. So the answer is option 3rd, that is consciousness. Next comes to question number 4. Individuals who love interacting with people and talkative are called dash. Your options are openness, extroversion, neuroticism, and last one, none of the above. So openness means people who are very creative, they are curious to learn new things, they are adventurous. Okay. So this type of people are called, they have the quality of openness. Okay. Extraversion means people who love to interact with others, they are talkative, they always try to make friends, they want to grow their friend circles. Next, third one, neuroticism. Already I have explained you, that is the people who always feels anxiety, they have self-doubt, they feel depression, all other negative feelings they always feel. Okay, last one is none of the above. And so the answer will be extraversion, that is option B. Okay, so these are 4 MCQ type of questions. Now comes to question number 5. The motivation that arises because of incentives or external reward is called dash. The motivation that arises because of incentives or external reward is called dash. That means you want to do something to get some rewards from others. For example, suppose your guardian have told you that if you will secure 95% in your class 12 board examination, then they will give to you a bike or scooty or whatever may be. So after listening all these things from your parent, you may try to secure 95%, and this is only to get rewards. That means you don't love to study. Okay, that the motivation is not coming from the inner part. Someone is motivating you by giving some rewards. So this type of motivation is called extrinsic motivation. You know, motivation here two types, extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Okay, extrinsic motivation means you want to do something to get some external rewards. Intrinsic motivation means you love to do something. Okay, no one will motivate you. That means motivation arises within you. Next one is, what do you understand by self-management? What do you understand by self-management? So self-management means it's the ability to control your own emotions, your thoughts and your behaviors in different situations. You have to control all these things effectively. That is called your self-management. So you have to write all these 1 marks answers in 1 or 2 lines. Okay. Next comes to question number 7. What are the different attitudes needed to manage oneself? What are the different attitudes needed to manage oneself? So, to manage yourself, you should have positive thinking. You should be result oriented. You should be self-aware. That means you should know about your strong point. You should also know about your weaknesses, so that you can manage yourself in each and every situations. So these are the attitudes: your positive thinking, result orientation and self-awareness. Next comes to question number 8. What are the effects of optimism? What are the effects of optimism? Okay, so optimism is a mental attitude. Okay, it helps us to achieve positive and desirable outcomes. So whatever goal you have decided, first you should be optimism. Okay, that means you should think that you can achieve it with your hard work. Without optimism, it is not possible to achieve your goal. Next comes to question number 9. What is stress? What is stress? Stress means it is a state of feeling upset, annoyed and hopeless. Clear? Question number 10. What do you understand by result orientation? What do you understand by result orientation? So result orientation means it is the ability of an individual or any organization that focuses on outcome, okay, rather than the processes. How to get the result, they want to concentrate on that rather than focusing that by which technique they will proceed, or the process which they will follow to produce the result. Okay, so the main focus is on outcome rather than the processes. So that is called your result orientation. whatever process you should follow, you have to achieve your result within the stipulated time period. Okay. So next is your question number 11, that is, what should be the nature of an ideal employee? What should be the nature of an ideal employee? So an ideal employee should have positive attitudes, and the most important thing is he needs to be proactive and always result oriented. He should be result driven. Okay. Next comes to question number 12. What is the need of goal setting? What is the need of goal setting? So without setting your goal, you can't achieve anything. Okay. So goal setting, it will help you to understand what you need, how you have to achieve it, and how you can measure your success. Clear? For that reason, you need to set your goal. Next comes to question number 13. What do you understand by self-awareness? What do you understand by self-awareness? Self-awareness means it is the ability to control, to monitor your own emotions and your own reactions. You should understand your needs. You should understand your desires, and you should know about your habits. Okay, and how you can control your emotions, your reactions. For that, you should also know about your weaknesses and in which field, in which point you are better. That is your strong point. Okay, so this is called your self-awareness. Next comes to question number 14. Define personality. So personality means the different qualities of a persons which make them different from others. Clear? The different qualities of a person's character which distinguish him from others. Comes to question number 15. What do you understand by personality traits? So personality traits, it reflects, your personality traits reflect different characteristics, patterns of different peoples. That means their thoughts, their feelings, and their behavior. Okay, so they are developed, most of the time they are developed throughout their life, and that may remain consistent across different situations and different circumstances. Okay, that is your personality traits. Okay, comes to question number 16. What is personality disorder? So personality disorder means it is a long-term patterns of thoughts and behaviors that are unhealthy and rigid. That means the thought and the behaviors which is not good for you, for your society also, which is different from our which is different from other expectations, what the people generally expected. Okay, so personality disorder means it is the long-term patterns of thoughts and behaviors that are unhealthy and rigid, and it is a way of thinking, feeling and behaving which deviate from expectations for the people in our society expect, and it causes distress and it lasts over time. Okay, comes to question number 17. What are the different signs of suspicious personality disorder? What are the different signs of suspicious personality disorder? So the peoples who falls under this type of personality disorder, that is under suspicious personality disorder, they always mistrust, they don't trust on others. Okay, and they are always suspicious. Also, even if there is no need to do all these things, even if there is no need to mistrust. Okay, that means which is not important. In a less important job or in a less important work also, there's mistrust on people. Next comes to question number 18. What are the signs of schizotypal personality disorder? What are the signs of schizotypal personality disorder? So the people with this type of disorder believe that they can influence other people or events with their own thoughts, and this type of people, they may consistently avoid having intimate relationship. Okay, next comes to question number 19. Write the symptoms of emotional and impulsive personality disorder. The symptoms of emotional and impulsive personality disorder. So the people with this type of disorder, they experience unstable moods and behaviors which lead to unhealthy and unstable relationships. Also, they are emotionally unstable. Okay, and they have the feelings of worthlessness. That means they can't understand their self-importance. Okay, students, so this is all about your 1 mark questions. Next, we will discuss about your questions which is of 2 marks from this chapter. And before proceeding, one thing I am telling you, that for your board examination, I will upload 6 sets of sample papers. Okay, so if you practice that, you can secure very good marks. If you need, you can search for that also. I will provide you 6 sets of sample paper for information technology, subject code 802 for class 12th CBSE students. So let's proceed. Now we will discuss about the 2-mark questions. Okay. Question number 1. What is the difference between intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation? So you can say that intrinsic motivation that arises when you love to do something. Okay, and people generally do this for their self satisfaction without expecting any reward for it. Okay, whereas extrinsic motivation arises because of some external rewards or to get some incentives. Clear? Comes to question number 2. Explain some ways to maintain positive attitudes. Explain some ways to maintain positive attitudes. So to maintain positive attitudes, you can practice yoga, do some physical exercises, you should take healthy diets, you have to organize your academic life, you should take adequate sleep. So these are some ways for maintaining your positive attitude. Okay, so it has your positive attitude have a huge values in your life. Okay, for that reason you should maintain positive attitudes. Next question is how to manage stress. How you have to manage your stress. So to manage stress, you have to manage and control your emotions first. Okay, and for this what you have to do? You have to stay positive. You have to analyze each and every situations. Always you have to keep your thought at present. You can talk to your friends. That means you should not try to be alone always. You can grow your friend circle, talk to your family members, you can practice meditation, yoga. So these are some ways to manage your stress. Next question is, what are the benefits of managing stress? What are the benefits of managing stress? So by managing stress effectively and maintaining positive attitude, you can overcome different challenges that you may face in your life, and you can achieve a great height in your career. Okay, and also you can maintain a healthy work-life balance. Okay, you can maintain a balance between your work life and your personal life. Next comes to question number 5. Write about the necessary steps need to be taken to achieve the set goals. The goals that you have set, how you can achieve, what are the different steps you have to follow. Okay, so for that, first thing is you have to set your goals clearly. Okay, there should not be any ambiguity. Your goal should be clear. So after setting your goal, the next step is you should prepare your action plan. Next step, you have to use right resources and tools. Fourth step is, if you need, you have to communicate with your peers or with your mentors, with your guide. Okay. Fifth step is, you have to maintain a calendar. Then when to achieve what? You should maintain you should think about your deadline. Next is last step is your, that means you know it that without your hard work you can't achieve anything. So last is your hard work. Okay, so these are the different steps that needs to be taken to achieve your goal. Question number 6. How to set goals? How to set goals? So for goal setting, you have to use the acronym SMART, 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 that you have studied in your self-management skills. Okay. So what is the meaning of that? S is for specific. That means your goals should be stated in specific terms. There should not be any type of ambiguity. That means you should be clear when to start, who will start, how much you want to gain. It should be time bounded. Okay. So S is for specific. There should not be any ambiguity. Your goal should be clear. M is for measurable. So you can measure your goal, how much you want to achieve. You can decide it. Okay, that means you have to decide it at the time of setting your goal. A is for action oriented. That means what you have to do to achieve your goal. R is for realistic. That means your goal should be attainable. It should not be imaginary. Okay, it can be achievable by you. So you should have self-awareness of yourself. That means you should know about your strengths and weaknesses, so that what you can do and what you can't do. Then only you can be realistic. Next is timely. T is for timely. That means you should set a deadline. You should set a deadline. Okay, to get your job done within a specific time limit, within a specific time period. This is all about your SMART goal. Okay. S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for action oriented, R is for realistic, T is for timely. Next comes to question number 7. What are the different steps that one should take for his or her self-awareness? What you should do? What are the steps you should follow to know yourself? First thing is, you should be open-minded. Okay. Next is, you should know your strength and your weaknesses. Next point is, always you should stay focused. Next is, you should set your boundaries. You should know your emotional triggers. You should embrace your institutions. You should embrace your institutions. Practice self-discipline. You should consider your own actions which affect others. Whenever necessary, you should apologize. Next, and the most important thing is, you should be open to ask for feedback. That means you should be open to accept the feedback. That may be positive feedback, that may be negative feedback. Okay. So if you follow all these things, you can be self-aware. Question number 8. What do you understand by personality development? And give some tips for personality development. So what is personality development? It means it is a development of the organized pattern of behaviors and attitudes. Okay. It is the development of the organized pattern of behaviors and attitudes which makes you distinct. Got it? And also know that a positive personality can lead to a better performance, whatever may be the situation. Okay? It increased productivity and it create cordial relationship with others. Clear? So the different tips for personality development are: first one, you should be confident. Next is, you should improve your communication skills. Next, you should be well dressed up. You should be dressed up well. Next is, you should follow your passion and you should do what you want to do. Okay. Next is, you should focus on your body language. You have to improve your social skills. You have to develop leadership qualities within you. You should be optimistic. Okay. And you should be a patient listener, because without listening you can't decide that without listening from others always you can't take better decision. If you think that you know everything, then you can't take decision effectively always. Okay. Next is, and the most important tips is, you should be a good learner. Always try to learn whenever you get the opportunity in your surroundings. Okay. So next comes to question number 9. Explain about 5-factor model. Explain about 5-factor model. So what is 5-factor model? So the 5-factor models, it tells about the 5 parameters which describe about each and every individual personality. Okay. And the 5-factor model is also called the big 5 factors. And what are those 5 factors or those 5 parameters? Those are openness, consciousness, extraversion, agreeableness, neuroticism. Okay. So what are the benefits of these 5 factors? As you know that the people with openness or the individuals with openness, they are generally creative, they are curious to learn new things, they are active, flexible, and they are adventurous. Okay. Peoples who are conscious, they are self-disciplined, they have their controlled behavior. Self-discipline means controlled behavior, that means what you have to do in each and every situations. Okay, during all the day, what you have to do, what you should do and what you should not do, your controlled behavior, that is your that is called your self-discipline. Okay. Next, third parameter. First parameter is openness, next is consciousness, the third one is extraversion. Okay. So extraversion are the individuals or the peoples who love interacting with people around them, and they are generally talkative. Next is agreeableness, that means the people who are very kind and sympathetic, and they are always cooperative in the nature. Okay. Next is neuroticism. So neuroticism, it's a trait, the individuals show their tendency towards anxiety, they have their self-doubt, very less confidence or no confidence, they always feel depressed. Also, they have different types of negative feelings like shyness, they worry too much. Okay. So these are the 5 parameters which describes individual's personality. Okay. The 5-factor model that it describes individual's personality. Next question is, differentiate between paranoid and schizoid personality disorder. Differentiate between paranoid and schizoid personality disorder. So the people with paranoid personality disorder, they don't trust others. Okay, and they always complain against others. But the person with schizoid personality disorder, they are detached and aloof from external world. Okay, they try to live alone, and they are prone to introspection and fantasy. Got it? Question number 11 now. Differentiate between antisocial and borderline personality disorder. Differentiate between antisocial and borderline personality disorder. So people with antisocial personality disorder, they disobey the social rules and regulations, they disobey social obligations, they are irritating and aggressive, they fail to learn from their experience, and they may get addicted to alcohol or drugs. Okay, but the people with borderline personality disorder, they essentially lack a sense of self-worth. They don't understand their own value. Okay, and they experience feelings of emptiness and the fear of abandonment. They possess the pattern of emotional instability, violent outburst, suicidal threats, and they try to act, and they possess the what they act to self they do such activity which harm themselves. Okay, these are the common type of disorder who are feelings, who are suffering from your borderline personality disorder. Okay, next, differentiate between histrionic and narcissistic personality disorder. Differentiate between histrionic and narcissistic personality disorder. So the people with histrionic personality disorder, they try to get more attention by being overly dramatic. They are easily influenced by others, and they are extremely sensitive to criticism or disapproval, whereas the people with narcissistic personality disorder believe that they are more important than others. They have no empathy for others and tend to exaggerate their own achievements. Clear? Next, question number 13. What are the different personality disorders those categorized under anxious disorder? Explain any one. So, different types of personality disorder are avoidant personality disorder, which means the people who comes under this type of disorder, they lack social skills. Okay, they always feel inferior and avoid meeting others. This is about your avoidant personality disorder. Next one is your dependent personality disorder, and the people with this type of disorder, they lack self-confidence. They depend on others in making their own decisions, their everyday decisions, and most of the times they surrender their important life decision to the care of others. Next is obsessive. Okay, next is your obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Obsessive compulsive personality disorder, and the people who are suffering with this type of disorder, they strongly stick to rules and regulations. They can be characterized by a general pattern of excessive concern with orderliness, perfectionism, and attention to details, and they may even neglect their personal relationships to focus on making a project perfect. They can sacrifice their personal relationship. Okay, so these are the three main type of personality disorder that comes under anxious disorder. Okay, you can explain any one of them. I have explained all these three. You have to explain any one out of these three. Next, question number 14. How to overcome personality disorders? So, the different steps that you have to follow to overcome personality disorders are: you can share your feelings with someone, that means with your any close friend or with your parents, whoever you may feel comfort. Next is you should take care of your physical health, because you know that your healthy body can help you maintain a healthy mind. Next, you should build your self confidence, that means you should trust on your ability. Okay, you have to develop your confidence to face different situations, to face different challenges in your life. Next step is you should engage in your hobbies. Which make you happy always. Next, always stay positive by taking challenges, okay, instead of avoiding the challenge. And you should look at the solutions instead of only focusing on the problems. Okay, so this is all about your question number 14. That means different ways to overcome personality disorders. Next comes to question number 15. Differentiate between interest and abilities. Differentiate between interest and abilities. How you can differentiate it? So interest means if you love to do something, if you love to do something, and abilities means you are good at doing that thing that you are doing. For example, suppose you want to play cricket, that is your interest. But if you are very good at any specific skills like batting or bowling, then that is your ability. If you are good at playing cricket, then that is your ability. But if you are not playing good, but you love to play cricket, that means this is simply your interest. Next is question number 16. Question number 16, that is explain the model SMART in context of goal setting. Explain the model SMART in context of goal setting. So SMART is the acronym for the word what? S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for achievable or you can say attainable, R is for realistic, T is for time bound. So specific means your goal should be specific. That means you should know that the person who is involved in your goal or who are involved. Next, what you want to do, where do you start, when do you start, when do you finish, what you want to achieve, why you want to achieve. Okay, you can answer all these things, then you can say that you are specific to a goal. There should not be any type of ambiguity. Okay, next, M for measurable. That means you can measure your goal. Okay, that means how much or how many you want to achieve. Next, A for achievable or attainable. Your that means you have to break down your big goal into smaller parts so that you can achieve your goal. Clear? For example, you want to prepare for civil services. Okay, for that first you have to get that means for you have to achieve that you have to pass in your class 12th examination, then you have to take admission in your you have to get admit any bachelor degree, then you have to complete it, then you can prepare for civil examination. Okay, so these are the small steps. Okay, you have to try to complete each and every step so that you can achieve your goal. So you have to break your goal into small part and try to complete each and every part within that stipulated period. Next, R is for realistic. That means your goal should not be imaginary. You have the confidence to achieve your goal. You should be, that means you should trust on yourself that you can achieve the goal whatever you have set. Next, T is for time bound. You should set a deadline to achieve your goal. Okay, so students, this is all about your 1 mark and 2 mark questions that we have discussed. Okay, if this video is helpful for you, then press on like and subscribe the channel to get the sample papers for your class 12th exam. Okay, so thank you.